Let me tell you about a guy named David. He's probably a lot like someone you know. Maybe he's your neighbor, your brother, or the guy you see at the coffee shop every morning. David had a good job, a loving family, and a great group of friends. On the outside, everything looked perfect. He was the guy who always had a joke ready, the one who would help you move a couch without a second thought. He was strong, reliable, and always smiling. But behind that smile, a storm was brewing, a storm that nobody could see. David felt a heaviness he couldn't explain, a persistent fog that made even the sunniest days feel gray and distant. He was tired all the time, not just physically, but a deep soul-crushing exhaustion that sleep couldn't fix. He told himself it was just stress. "Man up," he'd whisper to his reflection. "You have nothing to complain about." Why do we look at the statistics? The story becomes even clearer. This isn't just about a few guys having a tough time, it's a widespread public health crisis that is hiding in plain sight. Globally, men die by suicide at a much higher rate than women. In many countries, it's 3 or 4 times higher. Think about that for a second. Men are ending their own lives at an alarming rate, and a huge part of the reason is that they are struggling with mental health issues they feel they cannot talk about. Suicide is often called a death of despair, and it is the tragic endpoint of a long road of silent suffering that so many men are walking alone. These aren't just numbers. They are fathers, sons, brothers, and friends. Let's talk about depression and anxiety. While women are more likely to be diagnosed with depression, many experts believe that men experience it just as often. The difference is how it shows up. In men, depression doesn't always look like sadness. It can look like anger, irritability, or aggression. It can manifest as reckless behavior like driving too fast or drinking too much. It can look like a man who is suddenly working 80-hour weeks or spending all his free time on a distracting mental illness as insults. How do we start? I've been there. Talking is the first step. But what comes next? The next step is building a new kind of brotherhood. A brotherhood that isn't based on posturing or pretending, but on genuine support and accountability. This is already happening in communities all over the world. Men are creating new spaces where they can be vulnerable and strong at the same time. Think of men's support groups, both formal and informal. A great example of this is the Men's Shed movement, which started in Australia and has spread globally. These are community spaces where men can gather to work on projects together, like woodworking or fixing old cars. But the real work being done isn't on the tables. It's in the conversations that happen shoulder to shoulder. While they're busy, go to his boss and say, "I need to take a mental health day," and be met with the same understanding as if he had the flu. Imagine a group of friends at a bar talking about their anxiety as openly as they talk about sports. Imagine a father teaching his son how to meditate or how to identify his emotions. This isn't a fantasy. This is a future that we can build together. It requires a conscious effort from all of us to challenge the old, outdated ideas of what it means to be a man. It means celebrating vulnerability as a form of strength. The call to action is simple. If you are a man who is struggling, please reach out. Tell someone. Your life is too valuable to be lost to silence. You are not a burden. Your struggles are not a sign of failure. You are a human being, and you deserve to be well. If you are someone who loves a man, a partner, a friend, a family member, start the conversation. Check in, listen, create a safe space. Let the men in your life know that you love them for who they are, not for the mask of strength they feel they have to wear. Your support can be the difference between despair and hope. Breaking this silence is one of the most important things we can do for our society. It will save lives. It will heal families. It will create a generation of men who are not only stronger, but also happier, healthier, and more connected. The old way isn't working. The numbers prove it. The stories prove it. It's time for a new definition of strength. One where real men do cry. One where real men do ask for help. And one where being a man means being fully, unapologetically, and healthily human. Let's make that our future. Let's start today.